I didn't want you to focus on anything actually, Miles. The question was, have you covered paradox in any of your videos? I did not request you make a video about paradox. I didn't watch the whole of the Synergy series once we started disagreeing about art. I was concerned about my interaction with you, and although I don't realise that maybe not so much welcome my interaction, my opinion, my understandings, you don't mind me proffering them. At the time, I don't want to be a pain in anybody's arse or any other part of the metaphoric, physical actuality, reality. Right at the end of the piece,
that we live in a completely subjective universe, but there are paradoxes that we can't, we won't ever be able to get around just because of the nature of our thinking ability.
The nature of the word paradox.
Yeah, it's really in the mind. All problems arise within the mind.
The mind.
But I mean, I could say a lot more here because obviously it's quite a wide-ranging subject. But I'm not really sure if there's anything in particular you wanted me to focus on. But I thought maybe that'll do now. Okay, 3 objects, and we could somehow catalog all of those processes, and then we could.
This is the point I wanted to cover.
That we can't like backtrace like if we could, for example, keep track of, if we were to assume that the universe was made of discrete
why would we assume something that's
and we could somehow
provable factually
catalog all of those processes, and then we could like go back through the historical process and see how things happened. That wouldn't work because there would always be incompleteness in the model. There would always be variables which could not be you couldn't get at.
What you can do is you can go back through your own existence in this lifetime and understand how and why you did what you did, the reasons for it, and it's called realisation, self-realisation, realising why oneself participated in that which one has participated within and has. And you will find that, well, you are an organic robot that has been programmed from day 1, if not from day 0. I haven't looked into it deep enough to proffer my position on that. It's all theory, Miles. You're just theorising rather than living. If one lives it, one can understand how one got there, what led one to one's considerations, how one got to one's position, how one experienced that which they experienced. There is no ambiguity in understanding how you got there yourself. It's been important to me to throughout time, in linear time, in this lifetime, to consistently review myself and how I've got to where I am and where I fit into the scheme of things, the things being that which I participate within. It'd be much better if I leave this here, really. It's interesting, my interaction with you, I really understand that you understand what I understand, or understand it from a different perspective. Though theory, I'm not a great theoretical, I'm not interested in theory, I'm not interested in anybody else's theories, but what I have realised in the last few days is that I am actually theoretically based myself, especially to another. It's not actually theory to myself, because unless it's provable, it's factual, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in physical reality, I'm not interested in assuming or propositioning, or you know, that philosophical trick of where we will assume that John ate an apple and wouldn't let Joan see him. How would she know, has he eaten the apple? Well, she could have counted all the apples on the tree before he got there and counted them after he had been, and then assumed that John, was it John or Tom, must have taken an apple. She wouldn't know whether he'd eaten it or not, although she could perhaps, if she analyses excrement later, that is, if she had access to it. I don't know the right words. I'm really mal-educated. I'm not thick. I'm quite intelligent when it comes down to measuring such things, though I don't believe I'm any more intelligent than anybody else. So I have what they call a high IQ. I only know that because I passed my 11 plus examination, though when I got to the school, the grammar school, maths was a great example. My junior school was in a different area than the grammar school, senior school. You'll know them as senior schools. I don't think they call them different things in America. Not that I'm suggesting anyone from America is watching this, though I do have an audience in the States. Not that I am concerned about it as such. He ventures away from the point. In my junior school, we were doing arithmetic, 23 times 4. I think the most difficult sum we did was maybe 134 times 25. We got to maths in the grammar school, the senior school. The first lesson, the maths teacher says, "You all know what Pythagoras' theorem is, don't you?" And then they all said, "Yeah." I'm sat at the back, me thinking, what the fuck's he going on about? Never heard of Pythagoras. Never mind theorem. Say theory again. Well, I'm not suggesting Pythagoras is well, you're into the geometry, aren't you? Gets into believe that again, Miles. You know, while they will believe it, it will existently manifest as belief, and you will believe it because you believe it. Try not believing it. Try seeing it as inconsequential. Does it have any effect actually to the energy flow around the planet? I watched that slaying video you mentioned, although I fell asleep last night listening to it. It's interesting in some respects, although again, it's going from this trying to rationalise life into art and culture at some stage actually, which is why I won't push my poetic, artistic application. I'd love to, I really love to, because I like what I do. I know I'm good at what I do, and I know if I put my mind, metaphorically speaking, to it, I can be as good as anybody else. Not that I need to be as good as anybody else. In fact, without money involved in it, it wouldn't fucking matter whatsoever, measuring it in such ways. The planet's about money, nothing else, and that's why we need to create an equal money system, because an equal money system will equalise such things, remove fear. Fear needs removing. Fear is the biggest issue, if anything. Beyond money, fear. And money itself creates fear. This is why, well, it's not why I'm working with Destiny. See, for someone like me who has delved into the occult and tried to find a meaning for life through religions, and to find them, and then to discover how deeply they have investigated existence to the point of breaking through the veil, as it was called. And well, I can't even quite picture actually how it existently exists in their understanding of it. I mean, I've tested them, not so much as a test, though, in my own understandings, my own experience, my own knowledge, though it's not knowledge, it is knowing without knowledge. I know, but I don't have the knowledge, I just know. Anthony plays up for the something or other. I don't even know what I'm talking about, you see, that's me. I'm still detoxing from drugs. Drugs, while they won't assist you at all. But they can in small doses, I suppose. But I mean, you've drawn a parallel there. You've drawn a belief from your experience with the THC oil, well, and THC itself. Well, yeah, it's interesting. There are gods behind that, you know. And I could tell you tales about them, and they know about me. They know me. Yeah. Though that again makes me actually looking like I'm something or other that I'm not. Ambiguity. Yeah. I love your work. I understand that you understand more than you're letting out in your work, and your work is very much a sort of jogger for people to react to, perhaps, to enable them to realise themselves. And so I'm not quite sure how deep your real understanding of real life reality goes. Same with Professor Anton. He's very, yeah. It took me a while to suss that out, actually. I mean, how can a man with so much understanding? Because he understands, again, it's not, he might know from knowledge, but he actually understands. It's more than knowing, it's more than knowledge, he understands. And, well, even he's backed into a corner with his understanding of it. What will you do, he says. What are you going to do? We're going to change the world, Corrie. We are doing. We already have, if you understand. Well, I won't say anymore because people then believe there's something that there isn't, because everything changed. Everything's changed. There's nothing that's being presented prior to the 21st century, let's say, though, that will actually assist you to completely understand where the future lies. And the future won't be lying. It needs to be honest about itself, or it won't survive. I won't put unfortunately as a suffix there, because it won't be unfortunate. It will serve itself right. Serve itself right.